It's the most wonderful time of the year because playoffs are almost here. Oh, yeah, and Jesus being born or whatever. That was pretty cool, too. Welcome to the Christmas Day edition of the Seattle Mike Show, where we're going to break down all of the Week 17 playoff scenarios in the NFL. I'm Seattle Mike on the mic, and listen, I want to start this Christmas Day episode the right way. Some people say Merry Christmas. Some people say Happy Holidays. I say yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, because Die Hard absolutely is a Christmas movie, so yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker to all, and to all a good Week 17 in the NFL that kicks off today with the biggest bust of a lineup since the 2023 Mets. 10 a.m. Pacific, Cowboys versus Commanders. This game could be a blessing in disguise, because it's probably a good time to watch Love Actually with your significant other and earn some points so they get off your case when you're watching meaningful football games the rest of today and Saturday and on Sunday and pretty much until the second week of February. There's no playoff implications for Cowboys versus Commanders. Nothing to talk about. It's a lump of coal football game. 1:30 on Netflix today, Vikings versus Lions. Before the season started, this game looked like a guaranteed playoff implication game. Instead, it's more like a toothbrush in your stocking. There's some value to it, but nothing to be excited about. The Lions are holding on for dear life in the NFC playoff picture. They're eliminated with a loss or a Green Bay win on Saturday. So this game might not matter, but we won't know until Saturday. So for right now, this game matters. 5:15 Pacific on Amazon Prime. We got Broncos versus Chiefs. Before the season started, if I told you one of these two teams would be in the playoffs and one would already be eliminated, and then I told you have to bet $1,000 on which team, you're lying, or you're a Broncos fan, if you're saying you'd have picked Denver. The Chiefs are eliminated already, but this game isn't completely irrelevant. The Broncos can clinch the AFC West with a win, plus a Chargers loss to the Texans on Saturday. But that's not all, folks. They can also clinch number one seed in the AFC with a win, plus a Chargers loss to the Texans, plus a Patriots loss to the Jets, plus a Bills loss to the Eagles, plus a Jaguars loss to the Colts. So I'm saying there's a chance. But that's the Christmas lineup, which overall is kind of fucking humbug garbage. But joy to the world, because Saturday's lineup is much more merry. Texans versus Chargers, 1:30 on NFL Network. Huge implications. Texans clinch a playoff spot with a win, and they remain alive for the AFC South. The Chargers have already clinched a playoff spot, but they really want this win because regardless of what happens today between the Broncos and Chiefs, the Chargers can win the division in a winner-take-all game against the Broncos next week. So this game is a BFG, a big fucking game. The other Saturday game is on Peacock, yuck, at 5 p.m. Pacific, Ravens versus Packers. The Ravens are eliminated with a loss, so they're not taking this game lightly. They're also eliminated with a Steelers win on Sunday. The Packers, though, they can clinch a playoff spot with a win or a Lions Christmas Day loss. So coming into the game, they'll know whether they're already in the playoffs or not, but I'm assuming the Lions are going to win today. So Packers clinch playoff spot with a win over the Ravens on Saturday. Jaguars play the Colts on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific. They clinch the AFC South with a win, plus a Texans loss to the Chargers on Saturday. The Jaguars do still have a path to the number one seed. They'd need a crazy combination of Buffalo, New England, and Denver losses to get there. So let's readdress that if it's still possible after Sunday. Patriots can clinch the AFC East and take the torch from the Bills with a win over the Jets, plus a Bills loss to the Eagles. By the way, if you're looking at the graphic that's on the screen right now, ESPN really fucked up these graphics, which is why I rewrote some of the times and networks on these screenshots. The Steelers can clinch the AFC North with a win over the Browns on Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific. They also clinch with a Ravens loss on Saturday, which is kind of interesting because they can't move higher than fourth seed. So if the Ravens lose on Saturday, the Steelers might have nothing to play for the last 2 weeks of the year. It's a good opportunity for their starters to get some rest. You don't really want to sit them for 2 straight weeks, but you could easily see Tomlin going, okay, I'm just going to play you guys for the first half of both these games and then give you guys rest after that. Outside of the NFC West, this is the division that I am most interested in, is the NFC South. The Panthers can clinch the NFC South with a win over the Seahawks, plus Buccaneers loss to the Dolphins. I'm really curious how this is all going to play out because without being too much of a homer, I do expect the Seahawks to beat the Panthers. And that would set up a Week 18 NFC South championship game between the Panthers and Buccaneers. You can bet your ass that's going to get flexed to the NBC nighttime game. In that scenario, the winner takes the NFC South, They go to the playoffs. The loser watches the playoffs. Now, for this next one, this is something I did not come into this year ready to say in week 17 on Christmas Day. But here we go. A Christmas miracle. The Bears can clinch the NFC North with a win. They play the 49ers on Sunday Night Football. They clinch with a win or a Packers loss to the Ravens on Saturday. But no matter what, the Bears are going to play hard in this game because they still have a shot for number 1 seed. As a Seahawks fan, that's a good thing because that means they're going to play the 49ers tough. And that's really good for us because the Seahawks clinched the NFC West with a win over the Panthers, plus a Rams loss to the Falcons on Monday, plus a 49ers loss to the Bears on Sunday Night Football. So I already talked about why the Bears are going to play the 49ers tough no matter what. Let's talk about why the Falcons are going to play the Rams tough. Raheem Morris, the head coach of the Falcons, his job is not safe. He very easily could get fired, so he's still trying to win some games and prove that he's the right guy to be the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins is starting for the Falcons right now. He's still trying to prove that he belongs in the NFL, and so he's not going to go easy on the Rams. Seahawks, this is good. This is good for the Seahawks. As long as we take care of business against the Panthers, the other 2 teams in the division that we need to lose, they're playing teams that are going to play them tough. It's not crazy to think the Seahawks can clinch the NFC West this week. That doesn't mean we're done because we still want number 1 seed. That's all I've got for this Christmas Day edition of the Seattle Mike Show. Please remember to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I'm Seattle Mike on the mic. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.